Today I'm going to be making turkey and cheese sub. You could call it a sub, you could call it a grinder, you could call it a hoagie, but either way, it's basically just a sandwich in French bread, or Italian baguette, Italian bread, French baguette, whatever you want to call it. We've got ourselves some nice cheddar cheese and some turkey that I had the deli person slice for me. And for the condiments, we've got mayonnaise, Dijon mustard, red wine vinegar, and we've got some normal vegetable oil and the tiniest little bit of olive oil, which I don't think is going to be enough for the sandwich. For veggies, we've got lettuce, tomato, and onion. So I'm going to cut up these veggies first. Now, we want these veggies to be really, really finely sliced. So we're going to take this lettuce, we're going to fold it over into a few pieces, and we are going to cut it very finely with this sharpened knife. So, make the finest slices you can in the amount of time you have. Same thing goes for the onions and the tomatoes. We want these to be, when you have the onion really finely sliced and put in the hoagie, it is delicious. Same thing with tomatoes. That's why we sharpened this knife before we even started. This is basically shredded lettuce. We're shredding it with a knife. It's going to come out delicious. I promise you. This is a really good sandwich. When you get to a certain point, you want to fold the lettuce some more, just to make sure you're cutting it really fine and together. This sandwich is going to have a lot of lettuce in it, but that's because the turkey and the cheese are not going to be very tall. We want to fill this sandwich, have a filled kind of sandwich. You know, I could just eat this last little bit. So, pop it into the mouth. And this is how we want the lettuce, nice and finely shredded. Now comes the onion. And make some very, very fine slices, finer than the lettuce. Onion tastes really good when it's finely sliced. This is basically like a little bit thicker than paper. You can see through it. That's how we want it. Very, very finely sliced, and you know, just enough for garnish. Just for the top of the sandwich before we wrap these bad boys up. You know, this is a fresh sandwich. It's not hot. It's the perfect kind of sandwich that you would want on a hot summer day like today. Just enough to hold it over, basically. And this is how fine we want the onions to be. Very, very thinly sliced. And finally, the tomato. So, let's core this bad boy. Meaning take the core out. The stem area. And we've got that out. Now, put it on an angle. Take a nice slice like this. You know, so it sits flat and proud. And we eat that. The tomato. Very fine slices, paper thin. It's more delicious that way. And you can put more tomato on top. And it's compact and it saves space. Now I'm from New Jersey. And New Jerseyans are big on the hoagies. Where I lived in Princeton, we had Hoagie Haven, which is very famous even around America, where the college students like to go and get some nice sandwiches after a hardcore day of drinking or studying or whatever the fuck they do. Whatever it is that these college kids do nowadays. So, maybe, I don't know, one more slice. One more slice. I love hoagies. They are delicious and nutritious. So, okay, so we've got ourselves the tomato, very finely sliced, as you can see here. And now we are going to assemble this sandwich. So, we have enough for two nice little sandwiches here. This will be a whole hoagie, and it'll be delicious. You know, I should have kept the bar whole, the baguette whole, but I didn't. So just slice it, not all the way through, just enough to open it in each one. open them up. Now, a lot of people have pet peeves about too much bread being in the center, so they take some out. I'm not going to be doing that. I like bread. And let's start applying the dressings. So, the mustard. Just get all the mustard that we can and apply a thin layer to the first sandwich, just to the middle inside part. Just dab it along like this and then spread it. Just dab it along the side. Make sure you're getting the most in the center and then going towards the edge on one half. So we got the mustard situation taken care of. Now for the mayonnaise situation. Let's go for the other side with the mayo. This time we can put a more generous amount, like maybe 1.5 teaspoons here. And dab this along the inside. Okay, so we got the first one taken care of. Now, another 1.5 teaspoons or so of mayonnaise. Dab it along this inside. No, I like the extra bread. I like bread. I'm a big bread fan, so I could take that little piece of area of bread out and eat it, but I choose to keep it in my sandwich this time. So, we're going to take some oil and put it into each of the halves of the bread to make this nice and soggy. The bread is crispy on the outside, it's going to be soggy on the inside with all the, oh, it's delicious. Now, the red wine and vinegar in each of these bad boys. Not too much, not too much. Close them up, let them absorb some of these liquids. Next, the salt and the pepper. Grind some salt into this. Okay, and grind some salt into the second one. Stay open. If I had 4 hands, this would be a million times easier, but I don't know. So, now for the pepper. Throw some pepper down. Throw some pepper down. And now for the Italian spices. We have some Italian spices that I mixed up. I have some pasta recipes up on YouTube. I show the mixture of the Italian spices there usually. Just a little bit in each part. And this is how we want the inside to look. Mustard here, mayonnaise here, oil and vinegar in it, and the salt, pepper, and Italian spices. Now put, I'd say, 2 pieces of cheese in each sandwich. And that'll be, a nice, generous portion. So, cheese goes into the edge. Cheese goes into the edge. Same thing with the other witch. Nobody calls it a witch. Same thing with the other hoagie. Cheese goes into one end. Cheese goes into the other. So, now the cheese is helping to hold this bad boy open a little bit. Let's give it a generous amount of turkey in each sandwich. 1 piece. Let's say 3 pieces for each sandwich. Maybe fold it a little bit so it fits in there easier. 2 pieces. 3 pieces. Same thing for the other one. 1 piece, 2 pieces, and 3 pieces. Let's lay out a nice healthy bed of lettuce in each one. We call this the support bed because it supports the sandwich to stay open. Support bed of lettuce. I don't know, I invented that, but I used to work at a couple places where I made hoagies. I'm not like the best hoagie maker right now, obviously, because I'm not doing that as my job. This was a long time ago, but who cares? Put the onion down, a good amount in each sandwich. It is so thinly sliced that it's not funky. The flavor is not funky, it's not offensive. You know, because it's just like you ate a salad. It's like eating a sandwich with a salad. And that's basically what it is. It's just like a super delicious sandwich. Nice and easy, light on your stomach. Good for a nice hot summer day like today. Now, that's what I love about these tomatoes being so thin. You could put more than 3 or 4 in them without overpowering it with tomato flavor. I like thin slices of things. So 3 tomatoes in each sandwich, and basically we are done, except I'm going to put a little bit more salt and pepper, just a small amount, a little bit of pepper, some of these Italian spices again. You know, it's basically just oregano, parsley, basil, and thyme, with a little bit of pepper in there. Finally, a little bit more oil on top, a very small amount, just a smallish drizzle. Same thing goes for the vinegar. We are going to wrap these sandwiches up. Wrapped up. So, just take the knife, put it down like this. We got sandwich number 1. Wrap it up in the paper, fold the ends over, just like we do with our cheese sticks, and get our tin foil ready. That's not tin foil, it's plastic. Cut this sandwich in half. Make sure it's nice and tight. And then cut in half. Not even all the way through if you don't want to, but I did in this case. And stick the sandwich here. So I'll show you the wrapping process so you can see it. Put the foil here. Put the sandwich in diagonally. Make sure it's together. Start wrapping it a little bit, folding the ends. And we got sandwich number 1 taken care of. Take the sandwich, fold it in with the knife, put the help in the back of the knife, and do the same. Nice and tight. Nice, simple turkey and cheese sub, like the habit Subway. You know, simple ingredients, nice and healthy, light. You know, you can't eat Philly cheesesteaks every day or hamburgers every day. It's just too heavy, it's too much. So now we've got ourselves a couple of sandwiches. So we're going to take this plate here, lay out some nice potato chips. And we're going to get started with one of these sandwiches. One of these delicious, delicious sandwiches. Oh, add some Coca-Cola, some chips, and our sandwiches. Let me take the first half out. Look at this. This is what we want. It's nice, it's well dressed, has veggies in it, it's healthy, nice and light. You take a bite. So, it's a very good sandwich. Nice and flavorful and wonderful. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I guess I'll talk to you next time that I make something. Take care now. Bye.